Hey everyone! Earlier I did a live recording of Anti-Racist Baby, and I don't think it actually stays on the channel for later viewing. So I'm going to record it again and actually upload it to the channel for later people to check it out. So, without further ado, here is Anti-Racist Baby. Anti-Racist Baby is bred, not born. Anti-racist baby is raised to make society transform. Babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist. There's no neutrality. Take these 9 steps to make equity a reality. Open your eyes to all skin colors. Anti-racist baby learns all the colors, not because race is true. If you claim to be colorblind, you deny what's right in front of you. Use your words to talk about race. No one will see racism if we only stay silent. If we don't name racism, it won't stop being so violent. Point at policies as the problem, not people. Some people get more while others get less, because policies don't always create equal access. Four, shout, there's nothing wrong with the people. Even though all races are not treated the same, we are all human, anti-racists can proclaim. Celebrate all our differences. Anti-racist baby doesn't see certain groups as better or worse. Anti-racist baby loves a world that is truly diverse. Knock down the stack of cultural blocks. Anti-racist baby appreciates how groups speak, dance, and create as they choose. Anti-racist baby welcomes all groups, voicing their unique views. Confess when being racist. Nothing disrupts racism more than when we confess the racist ideas that we sometimes express. Grow to be an anti-racist. Anti-racist baby is always learning, changing, and growing. Anti-racist stays curious about all people and isn't all-knowing. Believe we shall overcome racism. Anti-racist baby is filled with the power to transcend, my friend, and doesn't judge a book by its cover, but reads until the end. Our last part is for parents and caregivers, so I'm going to read this letter from Ibram Kendi. This is important for us to be able to cultivate conversations with our kids, and that's how we can not only grow ourselves, but also grow with our kiddos. So, hear this letter. Dear parents and caregivers, it is critical that we begin explicit conversations about race and racism with our children from a young age. Just as we teach our kids to be kind even before they fully understand what it means to be kind, we should teach our kids to be anti-racist even before they understand what it means to be an anti-racist. When we are afraid to talk about race, kids assume that it's a topic that they too are supposed to avoid. Since studies show that children are exposed to racist messages all around them in our society, it is our responsibility to be anti-racist and to show and counter those messages by helping our children to be anti-racist. Here are some questions and discussion starters to encourage conversations about race and racism with young children. Ask your child, when you imagine a farmer or teacher or an astronaut, and I would even say, when you imagine God, what do they look like? You might find that kids default to white authority figures in their imaginations. Ask them about why this might be so. This could lead to conversations about how we must be conscientious and critical of the images we're presented in media. What is the effect of setting the default for authoritative figures to white? Ask your child to describe the people in their friend group and also yours. It is a fallacy that children are colorblind. Help your child explicitly name the race of the people around them, so they understand it is not insulting or harmful to do so. We want to normalize discussions about race and remove the stigma around those conversations. It is important for children to name the race of the people around them, so you can ask them what they think about those different races, why they think those things, and instruct them on how to understand racial difference as an imagined construct, but one with very real consequences. You want to teach them this. You don't want to assume children are blank slates. This leaves room for racist societal messages to shape their understanding of racism instead. Help your children understand that racist policies are not the problem. That racist policies are the problem, not people. I'm going to repeat that. Help your children understand that racist policies are the problem, not people. You and the child can reflect on the racial makeup of your school and neighborhood. Are they truly diverse? Or do you live in a neighborhood or attend a school that is segregated? Help children understand that this is a result of racist policy, and talk about how this affects which schools may receive more resources over others. Or discuss how children who experience poverty, food insecurity, or homelessness are disproportionately Black and brown. Ask the child why they think this may be the case, and talk about the conditions that cause this, making clear it is not the fault of the Black or brown child or their parents. Challenge the idea that all people are treated the same. It is common to share lessons like be kind to everyone with kids. And this is important, but it also reinforces the idea that racist acts are only carried out on an individual level, and basically ignores that all people are not given the same access to necessary resources. Although we might teach kids that anyone can do everything, we also have to teach them that racist barriers exist that stop us from all being truly free. Understanding this is the first step in helping to change it. Being kind does not mean that we avoid seeing race. Being kind means that we celebrate racial differences. Share your own experiences with racism. The heartbeat of racism is denial. If you can model for a child that it's okay to confess your own racist beliefs and actions, and how we are working to change them, they are less likely to be ashamed when we point out how they may have absorbed a message from society that is truly racist. For example, if a child expresses that they think darker-skinned people are less beautiful than lighter-skinned people, you can perhaps share a time when you thought so, how and why you changed, and what you know now. That all skin colors are equally beautiful. Engage kids in discussions about how messaging in the stories, advertisements, and toys they might see have given them this idea so they can recognize it, reject it, and form a new understanding without being held back by shame or embarrassment. And finally, remember to talk to your kids about how people aren't just racist or anti-racist, but rather how their actions can be racist or anti-racist. Kids might understand this and how it's similar to when we say we don't consider them to be a bad kid when they make a bad choice. But we must acknowledge that they did something wrong. They have the opportunity to make a better choice next time because we know that identity is not fixed. Being anti-racist is about what we do, not who we are. Being measured by our actions allows us to continue to grow. I am on this journey. There are privileges that I have been able to take advantage of and have brought me to where I am right now. And I know that. The work that's in front of me, the work that's in front of you, and the work that's in front of your family is hard. But this is the holiest work we can do right now. May you and your children join me in this journey of being an anti-racist baby. And may we know that we don't have it all right now, but that we are continuing to learn and grow, listen and change, transform and hope. Thank you all, and remember to tune in tomorrow for our children's time and Thursday for our next reading. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.